Hello everyone, welcome back. So in previous video we studied about the transformation, isn't it? So that is the transformation experiment conducted by Griffith. So in order to prove the DNA as a genetic material, but ultimately he fails to explain what is the molecule that is present behind transformation, or what is the present or what is the principle that is found behind transformation, isn't it? So later on, with the continuation of the Griffith's experiment, so there are three other persons named as Avery, MacLeod and MC McCarty. Avery, MacLeod and McCarty. So they showed that, they proved that the transforming principle present behind the conversion of R strain into S strain, R strain into S strain. So that is, they identified that one as DNA. Okay. So they identified, Avery, MacLeod and McCarty. So they identified the transforming principle that is found behind the conversion of or transformation of R strain to S strain. Okay. So that is identified as DNA. Okay. See, they gave a biochemical evidences. Okay, biochemical evidences for transformation, which means the molecules which are responsible for transformation. Okay, see, there are three major molecules. Biochemicals are major molecules which are found inside a cell. One is protein, another one is RNA, another one is DNA, isn't it? So there are three major biomolecules: proteins, DNA and RNA. See, Avery, MacLeod and McCarty, what they did, they isolated protein, RNA and DNA from the heat-killed S type of bacteria. They isolated proteins, RNA and DNA from S3 strain. I have said the S and both the R type, as well as they have subtypes like R1, R2, R3 and S1, S2, S3. So like that. So don't worry about this. They isolated the proteins, RNA and DNA from the heat-killed S strain. Okay, so from the heat-killed S strain, so they isolated these molecules, proteins, RNA and DNA. So now there was a doubt, which is the molecule that exactly causing the transformation, whether it is protein or RNA or DNA, which molecule that is causing transformation. So there is a doubt on proteins, similarly on RNA as well as on DNA. So they don't know which is the exact molecule that is causing the transformation. So for that, what they did, they selected three enzymes like proteases, then RNase and DNase. They selected three groups of enzymes like proteases, RNase and DNase. So by using these enzymes, they carried out in vitro studies. Not in vivo, where Griffith, he did in vivo studies. It means by using the animal models. So he carried out by using mice, isn't it? So but they are not using animals here, they carried out in vitro studies. So where they selected three kinds of enzymes like proteases, RNase and DNase. Okay, so what they did now, in the first step of their experiment, so they isolated the molecules like proteins, then RNA and DNA. So what these enzymes will do, like proteases and RNase and DNA. See, proteases are the enzymes which digest the protein. It means they break down the protein. Similarly, RNase, they are the enzymes which causes the digestion of RNA, means the lysis of RNA. Similarly, DNase, they are the enzymes that will break down the DNA, that causes the degradation of DNA. It means once the molecule is degraded or digested, its activity will be lost, isn't it? So once RNA is digested, its activity will be lost. Similarly, DNA is digested, its activity will be lost by the enzymes. Okay. So similarly, what they did in the first step of the experiment, so they selected the proteins which are isolated from the S type of bacteria, plus along with that they mixes the live R strain of bacteria. Along with that, they mix with the live R strain of bacteria, and also they mixes with the proteases. Okay. So what happens when they grew the bacterial cells? So they mixed this mixture. They grew the bacterial cells. Okay. So here the S strain, heat killed S strain, okay, heat killed S strain, but specifically proteases ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ protein ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೀನಿ, but the mixes heat killed S strain, the extractions of heat killed S strain, that is both consists of protein, RNA and DNA. Okay, so heat killed S strain, then R strain, then proteases. Okay, so the mixture of S strain, R strain and live R strain and proteases, they mixed for the first together. After that, they grew the bacterial cells on the media. They grew bacterial cells on the media. So, but they still observed transformation. They still observed transformation. So, what happens here? They still observe transformation. Mainly because means the R type of bacteria, they get converted into S type. So, hence in this step, they confirm that protein is not the transforming principle. Proteins are not the transforming principle, or they are not causing transformation ಅನ್ನೋದು confirmation ಆಯ್ತು. ಹೇಗೆ? Because they mix the S type of mixture with the R strain and proteases. You know that proteases, they digest the protein, isn't it? So protein will be inactive, or its activity will be lost once they are digested by the proteases. So then how can they cause transformation? It is not possible, isn't it? Once the proteins are digested with the proteases enzyme, their activity will be lost and they were unable to cause a transformation. Hence, in the first step, proteins have been eliminated. It means they are not present behind transforming principle. So that then proteins are eliminated. Okay, so that is the first thing. So they observed the bacterial colonies on the media, on the agar media. Usually the mixture is transferred to the agar media. They observed the S type of colonies. S type of colonies means they are smooth colonies, they are shiny colonies, they observed. Hence still there is a transformation. Matte transformation agide another identification ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. So here in the first step they identified that proteins are not the transforming principle. So then there is a doubt on two other molecules which are found inside the cell. So that is, one is RNA and another one is DNA. Okay, so then in the second step of their experiment, what they did, so in the second step they selected again the mixture from the S strain of bacteria, the heat killed S strain of bacteria, the mixture heat killed S type of bacteria. From that they selected the mixture like protein, RNA and DNA. So then it is mixed with the live R strain of bacteria, live R strain bacteria, this is live R strain bacteria, plus so now they mixed an enzyme what is called RNase. See here, RNase are the enzymes which causes the digestion of RNA. I said once the molecule is digested, its activity will be lost. It cannot cause in, or it cannot do any activity. So where the live R strain, the heat killed S strain extracts, that is a mixture of proteins, DNA and RNA extract plus live R strain and RNase enzyme. So they transferred this mixture to a media. So they observed again the growth of S strain on the media. Again the growth of S strain on the media. It means still they observed transformation. Matte ಏನು observe ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು? They observed transformation on the media. They observed the conversion of S type of bacteria into R type of bacteria into S type. So they find out S type of colonies means smooth and shiny colonies on the agar media. Again this confirmed that RNA is not the genetic material. Because why? They have mixed with RNase enzyme, isn't it? So RNase enzyme, they causes the digestion of RNA. Hence RNase activity will be totally lost. Hence RNA that cannot cause the conversion of R type of bacteria to S type of bacteria. Hence that is also eliminated. So now only one molecule is left, that is DNA. So in this step only they confirm DNA as a genetic material, but they still do the confirmation experiment. So proteins are also not the genetic material, RNA is also not the genetic material, but the only molecule that is left now, that is DNA. Okay, because in the first step though proteins are digested, transformation has takes place. In the second step, though RNA is digested, again there is a transformation, isn't it? So what they did in the third step of their experiment, they selected the mixture from the heat killed S strain and mixed with the live R strain of bacteria. So now in the third step, this is a confirmatory steps, so where they mixed with the enzyme what is called DNase. So remember the enzyme DNase, they will digest the DNA. That causes the breakdown of DNA. Okay, they mixed with the enzyme DNase. So they transfer to the agar media. After incubation period, they observed that no transformation. No transformation. After incubation period, once they observed the agar plates, the Petri plates, they observed no transformation. So where it means that they find out only the R strain. They find out the R strain on the agar media. S strains are not produced. So this final step that confirmed that DNA is a genetic material. ಯಾಕೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಎರಡು ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೋಟಿಯೇಸಸ್ ಎಂಜೈಮ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು, ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಡೈಜೆಷನ್ ಆಯಿತು, DNA RNA ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು, ದೆನ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಇನ್ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ they provided with the RNase enzyme, then DNA, proteins are not the transforming principles, that is proved in the first step, isn't it? So then again there is a transformation. Though they mixed with the RNase enzyme, again there is a transformation. So in that step, so they got a conclusion that DNA may be the genetic material. So they confirmed in the third step. What they did, they mixed with the extracts of heat killed S strain and with the R strain, live R strain bacteria, that mixes with the DNase enzyme. So then they do not observe transformation, because the enzyme DNase that digests the DNA of the S type of bacteria. Okay, so that cannot cause transformation in that. That's why R strain that remains as R strain. There is no transformation they observe. So this step that confirmed DNA is a genetic material, that is a biochemical principle that is present behind transformation. So that is proved by the three scientists named as Avery, Oswald Avery, Maclean McCarthy, okay, so then MacLeod. So they proved that DNA is a genetic material, or DNA is a biochemical mechanism that is found behind transformation. So this will be asked for 5 marks. Twice it has asked in the examination for 5 marks. Okay, so this is also very important one. Okay. So then I have explained about the experiment, the blending experiment of Hershey and Martha Chase in the last video, isn't it? So let us move on to the next concept, like RNA word. I explained about DNA packaging. Okay, RNA word. So let us discuss about the RNA. So you have studied about DNA, you know that the chemistry of DNA, that is the chemical components of DNA, the structure of DNA, okay, all those things you have studied, isn't it? So let us look into the RNA. So what is RNA here? RNA is a ribonucleic acid. Is a ribonucleic acid. Ribonucleic acid. This is also another type of nucleic acid, and it is majorly produced by DNA. RNA is majorly produced by DNA by the process what is called as okay, so by the process that is what is called as transcription. Okay, so RNA that is mainly produced by DNA by the process what is called as transcription, okay. So ribonucleic acid, so this is also a nucleic acid mainly composed of a pentose sugar, okay, nitrogen bases, and a phosphate group. Similar to DNA, what are the chemical substances or constituents which are found in the DNA? A pentose sugar, then a nitrogen bases, then the phosphate group. The pentose sugar here found in RNA, that is ribose sugar. That is ribose sugar. The pentose sugar that is found here, that is ribose sugar. See, ribose is a pentose sugar where that consists of OH on the second carbon atom. So you remember, there is no OH in DNA. There is no oxygen in second carbon atom of DNA. That's why the sugar found in DNA is deoxyribose sugar. But here, on the second carbon atom, the ribose sugar that consists of OH. Okay. So then, the nitrogen bases which are found here in the RNA, so that is purines and pyrimidines. It is same both in RNA as well as in DNA. So here the purine bases are adenine and guanine. They are purines. And pyrimidine bases are cytosine and uracil. You remember, there is no thymine in RNA. There is no thymine in RNA, so where thymine is replaced by uracil in RNA. So in RNA there is an uracil in presence of or in place of thymine. Okay. So the pyrimidines found in RNA, they are cytosine and uracil. There is no thymine, remember. Okay, thymine is found only in DNA and uracil is found only in RNA. So uracil is not found in DNA, thymine is not found in RNA. Okay. So these are the nitrogen bases, and again the phosphate group is same. Here also the linkage is same, like phosphoester bonds and phosphodiester bonds. So that can be seen here. Okay. So this is about the chemical nature of RNA. So then what are the differences we can see between DNA and RNA. ಏನು differences ನೋಡಬಹುದು ನಾವು DNA ಮತ್ತೆ RNA मध्ये. Okay, so let us list out the differences between the DNA and RNA. Okay, on one side DNA and on the other side RNA. DNA and RNA. Okay, see, DNA is a double stranded molecule, isn't it? Double stranded molecule. It is a double stranded molecule, whereas RNA is a single stranded molecule. Single stranded. Unless it get the complementary bases, then only it shows coiling, or then only it shows pairing and forms a helical like structure. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟರಿ ಬೇಸಸ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕುತ್ತೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಹೆಲಿಕಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ನ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟರಿ ಬೇಸಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಹೆಲಿಕಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ RNA ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಡೆಡ್. It is single stranded. Okay. Then DNA is majorly found inside the nucleus. DNA is majorly found inside the nucleus. Okay. But whereas RNA, it is majorly found inside cytoplasm, but little bit it is also found in nucleus also. But it's major amount in the cytoplasm. Okay. So then, thymine is present in DNA. Thymine is present in DNA. Here, uracil is present instead of thymine. Uracil is present instead of thymine. Thymine is present in DNA. So that, whereas in RNA, uracil is present in place of thymine. Okay. So then, DNA having self-replication ability. DNA is having self-replication ability. But whereas RNA, they lacks self-replication ability. It lacks self-replication ability. Okay, there is no self-replication ability in RNA, but whereas DNA, that is having self-replication ability. Okay, so when compared to DNA and RNA, DNA is chemically and structurally more stable. DNA is chemically and structurally more stable, whereas RNA is chemically and structurally it is less stable. DNA is chemically and structurally it is more stable, but whereas RNA is chemically and structurally it is less stable. Okay. So then the major thing, the sugar found in DNA. This is a sugar. The sugar found in DNA, that is deoxyribose sugar. The sugar found in DNA is deoxyribose sugar. Deoxyribose. This is the pentose sugar found in DNA, whereas in RNA the sugar is ribose sugar. The sugar is ribose sugar. Okay. So here complementary base pairing leads to the formation of double helix, isn't it? The complementary base pairing leads to the formation of double helix. Here double helix is not formed. Double helix is not formed. ಇಲ್ಲಿ double helix formation ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಯಾದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ RNA. Okay, so these are some of the differences between DNA as well as RNA. Okay, so let us look into the types of RNA. Okay, see, we can classify RNA into genetic RNA. We can classify RNA into genetic RNA and non-genetic RNA. We can classify RNA into genetic RNA and non-genetic RNA. Okay. See, genetic RNA means that carry the genetic information from one generation to another generation. So similar to DNA. So how DNA that will carry the information that is inheriting from one generation to another generation. Similarly, the genetic RNA that will transfer the information from one generation to another generation. So that can be seen in viruses. Okay. In some of the viruses, not all viruses, some of the viruses, they exhibit RNA as genetic material. Okay, so like tobacco mosaic virus, then Rio viruses, okay, then HIV, okay, human immunodeficiency virus. So these some viruses, they exhibit RNA as a genetic material. Okay, so where they have a mechanism, that is what is called as reverse transcription. Reverse transcription. Okay, that is reverse of transcription. You know what is transcription? Synthesis of RNA from DNA. The process is what is called as transcription. So reverse transcription, that can be seen here. Reverse transcription, where those viruses, especially the which infects the plants or animals, they have a mechanism what is called reverse transcription. They are RNA containing viruses, where RNA get converted into DNA. Usually the process what is known, DNA that produces the RNA, that process is what is called as transcription. But whereas here reverse of transcription is seen, where RNA molecule, the segment get converted into DNA by the enzyme what is called reverse transcriptase. By the enzyme reverse transcriptase. So by this enzyme, the RNA get converted into DNA. Okay, so that enzyme, the responsible for this one is reverse transcriptase. So whatever it may be, those viruses, they have RNA as a genetic material. It means it gets transferred from one generation to another generation. It is inheriting. That is what is called as, that type of RNA is what is regarded as genetic RNA. Okay. Then on the other hand, non-genetic RNA. See, non-genetic RNA, that is not responsible for heredity or not responsible for the transforming from one generation to another generation. It is not inheriting one. That is the non-genetic RNA. So non-genetic RNAs are of three kinds here. One is mRNA, another one is tRNA, another one is rRNA. mRNA, tRNA and rRNA. There are other different RNA molecules are also there, like heterogeneous RNA, so then microRNAs, okay, heteronuclear RNAs, okay, so likewise. But the three major thing, mRNA, tRNA and rRNA, so they are the non-genetic RNAs. Okay, it means they do not transfer the information from one generation to another generation. So they are responsible for various functions inside the cell. mRNA, it is considered as a messenger RNA that mainly carry the message from the DNA to the site of protein synthesis. It means what type of proteins to be synthesized, so that is carried by the mRNA. That message is carried by the mRNA. Okay. Then tRNA, that is transfer RNA, that mainly transfers the amino acids from to the site of protein synthesis. Okay, so tRNA, that is transfer RNA, transfers the amino acids to the site of protein synthesis. It means once the ribosomes associated with the mRNA, then tRNA molecule that brings the amino acid to that protein factory or to that protein machinery. Okay, so then rRNA, that is named as ribosomal RNA, mainly responsible for the formation of ribosomes. Okay, so these are the three non-genetic RNAs which can be seen inside the cell. Okay, so the first one among the non-genetic RNA, that is mRNA. mRNA is nothing but the messenger RNA. Okay, mRNA. This is the non-genetic RNA. Okay, so mRNA is also known as messenger RNA. Messenger RNA, it is mainly named as messenger RNA because it carry the message. It carry the message from where? From DNA. It carry the coded information from DNA. Okay, which is necessary for the synthesis of a protein. That type of message is carried by mRNA. Okay, there mainly one protein ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋಂಥ message ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, it is coded into mRNA from DNA. By that mRNA will enter into the cytoplasm. Okay, so where the tRNA and other molecules like ribosomes, they binds to the mRNA and the protein molecule will be synthesized. It means the message necessary for the synthesis of protein that get transferred through mRNA. That's why it is named as messenger RNA. Okay, so it was first discovered by Walkin. mRNA was first discovered by Walkin. Later, it is named as mRNA by Jacob and Monod. It is named as mRNA by Jacob and Monod. Okay. See, this mRNA is a molecule. It is produced by DNA, and its length varies in both prokaryotes as well as in eukaryotes. So, whereas in case of prokaryotes like E. coli, it is ranging from 1000 to 500 base pairs. The length maybe 1000 to 500 base pairs. So whereas in eukaryotes it is ranging from 1000 to 2000 or more than 2000 or sometimes 2500 base pairs. The length is depends upon the length of the gene. Okay, gene ಎಷ್ಟು ಲೆಂತ್ ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ mRNA ಲೆಂತ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೂ mRNA ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, RNA ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನಲ್ ಮಾಡಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಲೇಟರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದೆನ್ ದ ಲೆಂತ್ ಆಫ್ ದ mRNA ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಕನ್ಸೈಸ್. ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ರೆಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಒರಿಜಿನಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೋ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇರಲ್ಲ ಯೂಕ್ಯಾರಿಯೋಟ್ಸ್, ನಾಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಕ್ಯಾರಿಯೋಟ್ಸ್. ಯೂಕ್ಯಾರಿಯೋಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ so there are non-coding regions which are found on the chromatin, so that is what is known as heterochromatin or introns. They were removed. That is what is called as RNA splicing. Okay, so then the length of the mRNA that is modified in eukaryotes. Okay, so it varies ranges in prokaryotes as well as in eukaryotes. See, this mRNA, this is a linear molecule. This is not a coiled one. mRNA is a linear molecule. It is in the form of a chain, a continuous chain. It is a linear molecule. Okay, so where there is no coiling is observed in mRNA. Okay, it is a linear molecule. And in prokaryotes, mRNA, the prokaryotic mRNAs are considered as polycistronic. You know that. Polycistronic means they can code for, they have more functional units, more structural genes. So that mainly codes for more than one protein. Okay, they have many structural genes, means the cistron, the functional units. So that mainly codes for many number of proteins. It means more than one proteins that is coded by an mRNA in prokaryotes. Okay, so whereas in eukaryotes the mRNA is considered as monocistronic. Monocistronic. It means it can code, it is having only one functional unit, only one kind of structural gene. So where it can code for only one protein ಮಾತ್ರ code ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. Okay, it means an mRNA carries a message necessary for one protein, but whereas in prokaryotes an mRNA that will carry the message for more than one protein. Okay, so hence it is known as polycistronic mRNA. Okay, so when we see the structure of an mRNA, okay, where we can observe a eukaryotic mRNA, so where we can observe the structures like this, it will be like this. mRNA, it is also running from 3 prime to 5 prime end. Okay, so the 3 prime end of the 3 prime region of mRNA, that consists of a structure that is what is called as, the region is what is called as cap. The region is what is called as cap. Okay, the 3 prime end that consists of a region called as cap. Then it consists of the next structure. This region is what is called leader sequence. So thereafter it consists of another region called as initiator region. Okay, so then it is followed by the coding region. Okay, so thereafter it is followed by terminator codon. It is followed by terminator codon. And followed by non-coding regions, and finally the 5 prime end that consists of poly A type. Okay, so see, this is the structure of an mRNA, okay, of an eukaryote, where it is a linear molecule. As I said, it is a linear molecule. So where it runs from 3 prime to 5 prime direction. Okay, the 3 prime end of mRNA, that consists of a structure that is what is called as a cap. And this region of cap, the region cap, is mainly consists of an unusual base called as 7-methyl guanosine. 7-methyl guanosine. Okay, so this usually gives a signal for translation machinery. Okay, the 7-methyl guanosine or the cap region of the mRNA that usually gives a message or a signal for a translation machinery. Okay, it gives a signal for translation machinery means once the mRNA that enters into the cytoplasm from the nucleus, you know that. So where mRNA gets transported to the nucleus, cytoplasm in case of the eukaryotes, because it is synthesized inside the nucleus, it has to pass across the nuclear membrane. But whereas in prokaryotes, you know that there is a naked genetic material is found inside the cytoplasm, where directly the mRNA enters into the cytoplasm, and simultaneously once the mRNA started releasing from the DNA, simultaneously the process of translation also begins in prokaryotes. But not like in it is not like in eukaryotes, where the mRNA is produced, after that it is processed inside the nucleus. Only after that the processed mRNA, it means after removal of introns and all modifications of the mRNA, the processed mRNA only get transferred to the cytoplasm from the nucleus. But in prokaryotes, simultaneously once the mRNA started releasing from the DNA, the translation that begins simultaneously, immediately where it begins. Okay, but in eukaryotes there are modifications that takes place in the mRNA. So the 3' end of M, you remember these structures like cap and poly A type. Okay, so poly A means it is adenyl A type. It consists of many number of adenine at the terminal ends, especially at the 5' end. You remember these two. Which end of mRNA consists of cap? Such questions may be asked in CET or NEET. Okay, so whether it is 3' end or 5' end or polyadenylate tail, poly A type, polyadenylate or poly A type. Poly A type. So at what end of mRNA consists of poly A type? That is the 5' end of mRNA. So you should remember this. Okay, 3' end there is a cap, and 5' end there is a poly A type. Okay, so this cap region that consists of an unusual base, what is called as 7-methyl guanosine. It is not the normal guanosine here. So 7-methyl guanosine is present. So that indicates, or that gives a signal for translating machinery. It means the ribosomes, they will come and accommodate on the mRNA immediately once it enters into cytoplasm. Okay, and tRNA that will brings the corresponding amino acid. It just like it is giving signals. Okay, so then followed by the leader sequence, where it do not code for any protein. Okay, so you know that the message found on the mRNA that is in the form of proteins like in the form of codons. Okay, like AUG, then GUG, then UUU, like this. So in this form, the message is found on the mRNA. So AUG that codes for methionine, GUG that codes for valine, UUU that codes for phenylalanine, like that. Okay, so where the message is found in the form of triplets. Triplet means in the form of 3, in the group of 3 nucleotides. Okay, that is what is called as a triplet. That is what is called as a codon. So where they are found in the group of 3. Okay, so like the 3, 3, 3. So they specifies one amino acid. A group of 3 codons which specifies one amino acid. Okay, that is what is called as a codon. ಅದನ್ನೇನಂತೀವಿ ನಾವು codon ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಒಂದು 3 ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಏನಿದೆ, 3 ಬೇಸಸ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಒಂದು ಅಮೈನೋ ಆಸಿಡ್ ನ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫೈ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ AUG ಅಂತಿದ್ದಾಗ that specifies methionine, like that. So GUG that codes for valine, like that. So they specify some specific amino acids. So the group of 3 nucleotides. Okay, so where there is an initiate, the leader sequence that do not code, okay, do not code for a protein or amino acid, it is followed by an initiator region. See this, the initiator region, the initiator codon, always it is AUG, always it is AUG. But very rarely it will be GUG also. So rarely there will be GUG also. AUG that codes for an amino acid methionine, but with GUG that codes for an amino acid, that is what is called as valine. Okay, so where almost all proteins, where in that polypeptides in the first amino acid will be methionine. In almost all of the proteins, the first amino acid will be methionine. That is main reason, mainly because the initiator codon on the mRNA that will be AUG always. You know that AUG that codes for methionine. Okay, almost all cases, but there are some exceptions. In few cases or rare cases there will be GUG. In such cases there will be a valine. The first amino acid will be valine. But here what happens, in almost all mRNA, AUG will be the initiator codon. So hence almost all polypeptides in proteins, they consist of methionine as the first amino acid in that polypeptide chain. Okay, so then this is what is called initiator region that consists of either AUG AUG, or rarely that is GUG. Okay. So then followed by the coding sequence. The coding sequence consists of the codons like this, like AUG, GUG, UUU, UAA, like that. There are various codons can be seen here. Okay. So where this region of mRNA that will code for the polypeptide chain. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತ ಅಮೈನೋ ಆಸಿಡ್ಸ್ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಆಗೋದು ಮೇಜರ್ ಆಗಿ ಈ ರೀಜನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಕೋಡಾನ್ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಕೋಡಿಂಗ್ ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸ್. ಇದನ್ನ ಕೋಡಿಂಗ್ ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. And also number of coding bases or codons found in the coding sequences. On that basis also number of amino acids in a protein is decided. For example, ಈಗ 100 codons ಇದಾವೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ 100 amino acids will be there. Plus initiator once ಇರುತ್ತೆ, that is 101 codon region ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು. Okay. So initiator region followed by the coding sequence. So where that codes for a polypeptide chain. Okay. So then followed by a terminator codon. See, terminator codons usually they do not code for any specific amino acid. ಯಾವುದೇ amino acid ಗೆ terminator codons ಏನು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ಕೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. The terminator codons like UAG, UAA and UGA. UAG, UAA and UGA. Okay, so these three are considered as UAG, UAA and UGA are considered as terminator codon, which do not code for any specific amino acids. It means there is no tRNA or there is no amino acids for these codons. Hence, there is no tRNA also. tRNA, that is nothing but the transfer RNA that brings the corresponding amino acid to the site of protein synthesis. Okay, so these codons UAG or UAA or UGA, remember this will be asked for like UAG belongs to which category. So such question is asked in the examination for 1 mark. Okay, or in the NEET or CET also, by giving the codons, identify the nonsense codons or terminator codons. They are said to be nonsense because they do not specify any amino acid. They are said to be terminator because once the polypeptide chain, once the ribosomes they reaches the site, no, the terminator site, then the synthesis of protein that will be stopped. The process of translation that will be stopped. Ribosomes, they bind with the mRNA and they goes on moving along the mRNA. Once they reaches the terminator site, the ribosomes they dissociates because no amino acid for these three codons. Okay, ಮೂರು ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಇರಲ್ಲ, either UAG or UAA or it may be UGA also. UAG, UAA or UGA. Okay, so which do not specify any amino acid, that's why they were regarded as terminator codons. ಅವನೇ terminator codon ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ terminate ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, polypeptide chain synthesis ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ terminate ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Okay, so you remember these three. Then followed by terminator codon followed by non-coding regions. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ತರ coding regions ಇರಲ್ಲ, non-coding regions. And the 5' end of the mRNA that consists of AAA, that is polyadenylate tail, poly-A. Polyadenylate, A stands for adenyl. Polyadenylate tail that can be seen. So that usually protects the mRNA from the exonuclease enzymes. Okay, that means those are the enzymes which cleaves or cuts the DNA or RNA. Okay, that usually protects the mRNA from the nucleases, exonucleases. Exonucleases means which cuts the DNA or the nuclear material outside the restriction site. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಸೈಟ್ ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಒಂದು DNA ಅಥವಾ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ RNA ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ those sites are regarded as restriction sites. ಆ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಸೈಟ್ ವಿತಿನ್ ದಟ್ ಸೈಟ್ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ DNA ನ ಆ ಎಂಜೈಮ್ಸ್ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಎಂಡೋನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Exonucleases ಅಂದ್ರೆ which cuts the nuclear material RNA or DNA outside the restriction site. Especially usually while talking about DNA ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ outside the restriction site ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಅವಾಗ ಏನಂತೀವಿ, exonucleases ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Okay, so polyadenylate tail that protects the mRNA from the activities of exonucleases. Okay, so this is about the structure of the mRNA. Okay, so where the 3' end of mRNA that consists of cap, where it consists of a base called 7-methyl guanosine, followed by the leader sequence, then followed by the initiator region, that is always AUG, very rarely it is GUG, followed by the coding sequence that mainly codes for a polypeptide chain. So then followed by the terminator codon like UAA or UAG or UGA. Okay, they are considered as terminator codons or nonsense codons. So followed by non-coding region, then the 5' end that consists of poly-A tail or polyadenylate tail. Okay, so this is about the structure of mRNA, then the difference between DNA and RNA. Okay, and also the biochemical principle of transformation given by Avery, MacLeod and McCarthy. Okay, so in next video I talk about, or I'm going to explain about the concepts like the structure of tRNA and rRNA and the criteria for a genetic material. Okay, so thereafter we will start with the DNA replication and other major mechanisms. Okay, thank you.